سخنرانی مریم رجوی در اجلاس رسمی فراکسیون احزاب مردم، بزرگترین فراکسیون مجمع پارلمانی شورای اروپا. استراسبورگ، 4 بهمن 96. فراخوان‌های مریم رجوی در شورای اروپا. آزادی فوری زندانیان قیام. آزادی بیان و اجتماعات. لغو سرکوب و حجاب اجباری زنان. 39 سال خونریزی و جنایت و تبعیض دیگر کافی است.
These are my demands as well as the Iranian people's demands. Immediate freedom of the prisoners of the uprising. Freedom of expression and association. No more repression of women. And no more compulsory veil. Now and just today, after 39 years, enough is enough.
Je crois que c'est important pour cette organisation de rester en la première ligne pour la démocratiser de tout le monde, pas seulement l'Europe. Et qu'est-ce qui se passe aujourd'hui dans l'Iran? C'est pour nous un dossier d'analyse, un dossier qui doit être posé sur la table de tous les responsables de ce monde. Madame Rajavi, vous avez la parole. Merci pour votre visite ici et je vous assure que nous sommes tout près de vous parce que nous sommes tout près de la démocratie. Vous avez la parole.
Mr. President, honorable representatives of the European People's Party, I'm pleased to be here at the European House of Democracy. You have come together over the 3 principles of human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. These are the same goals the people of Iran are struggling for. In just 2 weeks, since December 28, an uprising erupted in Iran and rapidly spread to 142 cities. Millions of people, particularly the youth, took to the street. They called for the overthrow of Khamenei and the entire religious dictatorship. They also chanted against Rouhani. During these legitimate protests, over 8,000 people were arrested. Reliable reports indicate that at least 10 of protesters have been killed under torture in prison. Here we have the picture of these martyrs. Today, I have come to the home of human rights to be the voice of those protesters who are presently in prison and under torture. I have come to seek your support for the release of those in detention. I urge your group and the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe to strongly condemn the killing of protesters in prisons and to urge all governments in Europe to take practical measures for the release of the prisoners. I also ask you to urge the High Commissioner of Human Rights to form an inquiry committee to investigate about the arbitrary arrests and the deaths of protesters in detention. You can make a difference by speaking up and raising your voice. Let me sum it up. These are my demands as well as the Iranian people's demands. Immediate freedom of the prisoners of the uprising. Freedom of expression and association. No more repression of women. And no more compulsory veil. Now and just today, after 39 years, enough is enough. Honorable representatives, the uprising in Iran had several important messages. The first message is that the Iranian regime is very fragile and the Iranian society is in an explosive state. The other message is that the people of Iran desire a fundamental change. They reject both regimes' internal factions. Today, the wall of terror has been cracked. Now, the mullahs must fear for their future. Failure to prevent the protests exposed the regime and IRGC's weakness. More importantly, they could not prevent the uprising from rapidly spreading to cities across Iran. It was also proven that despite massive repression, there is a force within the Iranian society that is able to create such an uprising. This is against the claims of the mullahs and their advocates. They falsely claimed that the opposition is limited to a number of exiles abroad. And inside Iran, there is only the regime's two factions. But Khamenei emphasized in his speech on January 9 that the uprising had been organized by the PMI since several months ago. He said they were the ones who called for it. The religious dictatorship is in an explosive state. It is extremely corrupt and divided. Economically, the regime is in a critical situation. Everyone expected that people's living conditions would improve after the nuclear program. However, the mullahs made us of the political and economic benefits of the deal for further human rights abuses in Iran. They also intensified their war efforts in the region to cover up their internal problems. But the regime's intervention in several regional wars and crises has made it fragile. Without repression, the regime is not able to survive even for a short period. Under this regime, no one can express opposition. No one has the right to organize or associate. Individual freedom are restricted, including free choice for clothing. We rely on the Iranian resistance and uprising to bring about change to Iran. We reject any foreign intervention. We urge other governments, particularly in Europe, to condition their relation with the regime on an end to torture and executions. We expect Europe to support the Iranian people's uprising to get rid of religious dictatorship and establish democracy in Iran. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
در ادامه اجلاس رسمی فراکسیون احزاب مردم اروپا، آگیدیوس واریکیس، عضو شورای اروپا از لیتوانی، طی سخنان کوتاهی گفت: ما یک نهاد حقوق بشری هستیم و این اعتراضات سراسری در ایران باید برای ما بسیار مهم باشد. من از واکنش بسیار ضعیف برخی رهبران اروپایی از جمله موگرینی نسبت به این اعتراضات شرم می‌کنم. از خانم رجوی به خاطر آمدن به اینجا و به خاطر سخنرانیش و اطلاعاتی که درباره وضعیت ایران ارائه کرد متشکرم. امیدوارم که ما توجه بیشتری را متوجه آن بکنیم و وقایع این کشور را بهتر درک کنیم. در پایان جلسه سزار فلورین پردا رئیس فراکسیون احزاب مردم اروپا ضمن قدردانی از حضور مریم رجوی در این اجلاس ابراز امیدواری کرد که آزادی در ایران مستقر شود.